not only in terms of magnitude, but the most important features in our vector is direction. Okay, so as you can see that we give us the notation about our vector previously in terms of angle, in terms of to left, to the right, and as well in terms of symbol, positive and negative. So we are going to further that discussion, but now we in terms of what we call more mathematically. So maksudnya kita nak buat calculation, so we need to be accurate about our calculation so that it will avoid a lot of another problem. So yang kita nak buat. Okay, so in mathematical operation that we are dealing in the vector for this chapter, basically these two notation first, these two operation. Okay. But later, when we go further to chapter 11, chapter 12, we're going to have a multiple of your vector. Yang itu kita buat later lah. Okay, so this one, even though, okay, kejap give me 1 second kejap Kejap. Alright, okay. Can you hear my audio again? Clear?
Clear, madam.
Okay, good. Alright. So even though we are using this, thank you. Okay, so when we use these two operation, we also indicate as well. So mean that addition ni, media akan buat terus dengan subtraction as we know that A plus B for addition, and as well you can also A plus negative B for subtraction. So basically addition ni dia agak general, so you can also straightly use for subtraction. So I still going to use what we call your mathematical operation previously in our discussion. So tak ada benda yang pelik sangat lah, benda yang sama. Okay, so when we discuss about direction, okay, one of the way how we determine our direction previously or we can indicate our direction is by using Cartesian. Pernah dengar Cartesian coordinate? Cartesian? Okay, so I hope it was in the same orang kata apa definition that I also have. So jangan harap tak jauh lah. Okay, so I believe in your previous application of this Cartesian coordinate, we can actually what we call indicate the position or the coordinate by using this orang kata apa system. So basically in this Cartesian coordinate we're going to have two axes. Basically yang ini paling minimum lah, two axes, but we also can further it through dimension, through dimension, three axes. So but now we start with two dimension. Okay, so let's say I take the point here, point P. Okay, so means that this point P can be indicated by this Cartesian coordinate system by we measuring the units of the length from this point towards origin. So biasanya kita akan refer kepada origin kita is 0, 0 lah. Okay, ke ada yang tak pakai 0, 0? Kalau tak pakai 0, 0 ni, madam kena buat consultation lain ni sebab sistem dia lain ni. So basically kita start this one as your origin. So this point P will respect to this point origin. So I can say that this point P is have 5 unit in X and 3 units in P, 3 units in Y, sorry. So that's why we can have the coordinate 5, 3. Are you agree with that, brothers, sister?
Yes.
Yes,
So this is actually in my understanding and my practice. So I hope it was the same. Okay, so as you can see, we can also indicate the point P not only in terms of this coordinate by using another things that we call this length. Okay, and as well respect to this angle here. So yang ni kita akan buat jap lagi lah. So basically what we start is actually from Cartesian coordinate. And then kita further to next and next lah. Okay. So and as I mentioned tadi tadi Medan nak put in terms of this system ataupun this condition, we can use next in terms of what we call trigonometry. Are you familiar with trigonometry, brothers and sisters?
Familiar ada.
So benda yang sama juga. Kita akan implement benda yang sama. Tak ada jari jauh, benda yang cuma recall balik. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, when I have tadi go back little bit so here I can make this point P ni as what we call kata apa right triangle. So it can suit with the rules from our trigonometry. So this is how we can actually kata apa daripada point of coordinate we can actually come up with the new method from trigonometry. So as you can see tadi Medan label 5 ni as X and 3 ni as Y. So by using information daripada trigo, we can actually calculate your value of 5 ni dengan value of 3 by using trigo function. So nak dapat X, okay, I can use R cos theta. Or to get Y, I can use R sin theta. Tapi R ni apa benda pula sebenarnya? It turned out that this R, when we do right triangle, this R is actually your hypotenuse. Pernah dengar hypotenuse?
Pernah, Madam.
Okay, good. So we can calculate this hypotenuse or this value of R here by using this equation of hypotenuse. X square plus Y square square root. So means that dekat P tadi, I can calculate this vector R ni berapa follow our hypotenuse equation. So general dulu general equation. And again, our trigonometry basically are respecting on the first quadrant. Pernah dengar first quadrant?
Pernah, Madam.
Madam kena ulang balik sebab nak tahu you pernah dengar tak first quadrant. Because later when I use the word first quadrant, then you, so biasanya dalam bahasa kita panggil sukuan pertama lah. So basically trigo kita ada first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and as well fourth quadrant. So biasanya kita akan our general equation respect to first quadrant. Yang if you have the question, kita tengok dekat quadrant mana dia ada. So yang again and again general respect for first quadrant. Okay. And then tadi beside I'm having my R, I can also sometimes it asks you to calculate angle. So tadi Mida dah bagi tahu selain daripada using coordinate, we can also illustrate our vector by using angle ataupun dalam ada lagi sistem kita panggil mata angin ataupun lagi dalam pole ataupun dalam bearing. So angle here can be calculated respect to this origin and as well respect to this x-axis, x-axis by using tangent theta. So you can calculate this angle as you have this equation arc tangent y over x. So I think it's all familiar from your previous trigonometry. Kalau ada yang tak familiar, kena bagi tahu Madam balik. Mungkin dia pakai sistem lain. So kita kena ada consultation time lah. Kena buat waktu lain. For yang general, yang ini kita pakai untuk explain. Ke ada yang ada belajar O-level sebelum ni? Because I don't have your background sebenarnya. Basically rasanya semua yang SPM. Ke ada yang O-level? Anyone who from O-level? Kalau tak ada, kalau ada O-level kena bagi tahu takut dia punya sistem lain. Kita kena buka balik dia punya ni. Alright, so this is basically from our trigonometry. So daripada Cartesian, kita boleh pindah dia kepada trigonometry function because it was actually suit the needs of our calculation. Dia suit with the condition of trigonometry sebenarnya Cartesian ni. Okay. So as we already have discussed previous, so kita sebenarnya patah balik ni. We already discussed about what is vector, what is scalar. Okay, basically most of scalar quantity are always positive or sometimes we call it absolute. But there will be a few only that are also have negative value. Jangan terkejut pula. Madam memang bagi tahu sebelum ni absolute, cuma ada yang negative, which is sometimes maksudnya example is like your temperature. So we also have negative temperature. Doesn't mean dia move downward memang dia punya maksud nilai dia tak sampai kosong. Dia masih lagi under kata apa, conditions of very solid or very cold. Okay. But most of vector quantity, all of vector quantity, they are going to have addition of direction notation beside magnitude. So especially in vector, the most important is look on the direction. Magnitude ni dia akan orang kata contributes to the value je ataupun the magnification sahaja, but the thing important for vector is your direction. Okay, yang ini I'm not going to further because dia adalah benda yang kita dah bincang between vectors and as well as scalar. Okay, about vector notation, because later you're going to do your calculation, so maybe you need to indicate the notation for vector. Okay, so in your textbook, we are using this symbol, bold capital letter or bold letter with the arrow notification, arrow cap here. Okay, and as well as some textbook or in our textbook itself, bold letter is also represent vector. So it's supposed to be vector macam V tu dia tak boleh buat. Ni kan ada yang pakai V yang tebal. Okay. And for magnitude or scalar, we are represented by italic or what we call in absolute value here. So it can be this one or it can be this one lah. Okay. And basically when you do handwriting, sometimes means that kita tak boleh nak bold kan. Ada yang boleh boldkan tulisan tangan dia. Memang orang kata, maknanya kena ambil masa juga. So basically you just write. Ada yang boleh buat, ada yang tak boleh buat. Tapi so kita ambil general. So A with the cap of arrow. Ataupun ada juga yang boleh buat macam ni. Ataupun macam ni. So dah ada banyak textbook kadang-kadang dipakai. So madam tak ada masalah kalau you nak pakai mana-mana as long biasanya untuk vektor saja dia agak berbeza. Skala biasanya you boleh tulis macam nilai biasa, huruf biasa sahaja. Okay. And then we also have notation of arrow itself. Sebelum ni kita ada buat pakai arrow. So beside it give us the magnitude of its length. The length will represent magnitude, but as well the direction. So kalau you tengok contoh dalam buku Take Yourself in the page of 55, okay. So we have this what we call, let's say I put this one is vector A, this one is vector B. So as you can see, vector A and vector B not only having the same magnitude but as well direction. So that's why we can notate that vector A is equal to vector B. If their magnitude is the same, and as well point along parallel line. So ini ayat panjang dia untuk kita notate about the maksudnya in terms of wording. Tapi kalau in terms of equation, straightly you can put this one. So madam boleh, maksudnya as physicist dia know, oh vector A and vector B supposed to be the same, not only in terms of direction but as well in terms of magnitude. Okay. And then kalau kita tengok lagi contoh yang ini C. Dan juga D pun sama, have same magnitude and as well same direction because they share the parallel position. So yang ni arah dia macam ni, D pun arah dia lebih sama. So that's why we can say both are similar. Okay, in using the in adding vector, so maksudnya adding vector ni including as well subtraction Mina terus buat terus. Okay, subtraction. So means that we can in physics or in science we have a few methods. Okay. Which is what we call graphical method, which is you are using scale, full scale drawing, and another one is what we call algebraic method, which is what we call using equation. Okay, so both should be accurate, should leads us to the accuracy of our calculation. Okay, so kita nak tengok graphical method ni apa. So I believe you already been introduced to this method, and the famous diagram for this method is what we call parallelogram. Pernah dengar parallelogram? Ataupun bahasa Melayu dia parallelogram jugalah.
Benar.
Okay, and this parallelogram basically they have the rule. They call tip to tail or sometimes they call head to tail. So example in this picture here, figure 3.6. In your textbook itself, you have this. So I have this vector A. Okay, and then I have this vector B, so I would like to know what is the resultant or the addition of these two vectors. Okay, so I can get this vector R, which is R plus B, and this is the arrow that represent vector A plus B. And you need to use in your SPM previous guna graph paper. Betul ke kena guna graph paper? Biasa buat tak pakai graph paper?
Macam tak.
Tak pernah buat? Okay. Kalau tak pernah buat ni macam nanti kena
Kalau ni tak pernah buat guna graph paper, madam.
Memang tak guna graph paper yang ni.
Yang ni memang tak guna graph paper?
Madam freehand.
And are you sure?
Yes.
Macam mana you tak guna graph paper? And then macam mana you nak dapat direction dia betul-betul ni?
Ni dalam ML
Dalam MX, yeah, I know. But then macam mana you nak dapat betul-betul angle dia ni berapa?
Dia dah memang lukis.
Dia dalam ML
Lakar je.
dia tak suruh cari
Tak ada
angle.
dia suruh lakar, dia tak suruh lukis.
Tak ada lakar. Dahsyatnya. Amazing.
Tak ada sini.
Tapi memang method ni sebenarnya dia agak lambat. Zaman saya kena lukis ni.
Kita orang lukis kan tapi kena lakar je lah. Tak ada guna graph paper pun.
Tak payah yang betul-betul.
Sebab kalau you tak guna graph paper, how you know that this scale dengan this scale ni betul-betul? Baru you dapat betul-betul nilai ni. Terus you dah dapat nilai dia berapa. Oh, amazingnya.
Kita orang label lah, label.
Zaman
label
apa?
skill.
Lepas tu cari dia punya.
Okay, sebab memang method ni sebenarnya dia agak lambat. Dia boleh dapat lambat. Cuma kita memang mungkin syllabus you dah skip dia kot. Tak apa. It's okay. Alright, tak apalah. Tapi dia punya konsep masih sama lah lukis. Dia paling penting dia kena ikut rule ni lah. Betul. Tip to tail dengan head to tail. Oh, okay. Saya baru dapat feedback sebenarnya. Sebab madam punya zaman memang kena lukis ni. Okay, tak apa. It's okay. Alright. So, kalau kita ada dua vektor macam ni, okay. Kalau you ada 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 vektor macam mana? So method ni masih lagi boleh digunakan. Macam mana yang you nak lukis? Kalau ada 10 vektor. Boleh berguna. Okay. So maksudnya actually graphical method ni dia accurate. But then untuk dapat accurate tu sebenarnya you kena guna graph paper. You tak boleh lukis lakar suka-suka. Yes. The accuracy is very important in physics. So this method kita hanya orang kata apa show to you so that you know that after this kalau you nak buat guna graphical method make sure kena guna scale. Bila scale maksudnya graph paper lah ataupun any tools dalam internet yang pakai scale. Okay? Yang tu. Okay, bila you nak guna this graphical method, there will be a few another rules, not only head to tail, but then you need to know about commutative law of addition, which is A plus B equal to B plus A. Yang ini hukum dia. Sama lah sebenarnya. So, iteration kita nak dapat yang tengah ni. Okay. And then, another one is associative property of addition. Yang ini you dah buat dalam math sebenarnya, tapi kita ambil yang mana suit with the condition of vector. Banyak you dah buat sebenarnya. Contohnya macam ni. A plus dalam in bracket B plus C and as well A plus B in bracket plus C. So iteration kita nak benda ni je. Nampak tak? Different notation give us different way but then the attention is to get the same thing. Yang tu yang paling penting sebenarnya. Tapi tak apa. Okay. So tadi as I mentioned, in adding vectors mean that we going to indicate all the vector. Maksudnya termasuk negative vector. So kita masukkan je dalam equation sebenarnya. Sum ni lebih mudah lah sebenarnya addition. Okay, so we also have negative vector previous. When we discuss negative vector, what is mean by negative vector, brother, sister? Sebelum ni kita bincang.
Lawan arah.
Lawan arah.
Berlawanan arah, opposite direction. The most important features is opposite direction. And as well, magnitude dia mungkin boleh sama, mungkin tak boleh sama. Okay, tak ada masalah. Yang paling penting is opposite direction. Very good. So as you can see, let's say I have this vector A noted to this direction positively because as you can see, it was toward the right and as well upward. So for negative A means that the opposite direction from this vector A. So means that here negative A will be downward and as well to the left. Are you agree, brothers and sisters?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is the common reference direction yang kita pakai. Kalau ada yang tak nak pakai ini, kena bagi tahu madam balik lah. You have to indicate in your statement apa arah yang you nak pakai. Okay, clear negative? So kita punya reference is toward the left, toward the right, upward and out. Sorry madam nak buat amendment out. Positive. Yang opposite than that one will be negative. Contoh macam ni. A minus B is actually equal to A plus negative B. So maksudnya if negative B like this direction, our positive B will be this direction. So positive toward the right and also upward. Yang ini downward and as well toward the left. Okay. So yang ni pun sama. Subtracting pun sama. So madam tak nak go through lah because it was actually same. Okay, scalar multiplication. What is this scalar multiplication? Is actually in terms of magnification of your vector. Become more bigger, become more larger, or become more smaller, or become more opposite direction. It can be also opposite direction. So basically, this notation come within this numerical lah. Macam ni ke? Alright. So as you can refer to my slide here, dalam buku teks tak ada. So madam come up with my own slide here. So let's say this is my original vector. Okay. A with this direction. Okay. So let's say we are using this one. So if I times it 5, so this arrow should be 5 times longer. So gambar ni mungkin tak panjang sangat, tapi as we compare to the origin, it should be much more longer as it time 5. And then if let's say I'm using negative 5 means that it not only elongate but then it will be opposite direction. Okay. Clear tak? Yang ini brother, sister? Clear?
Clear.
Gambar media mungkin tak full scale lah. Tapi kita nak attention kita is actually the magnification tu menyebabkan vector tu become more larger or shorter and as well become change direction. Okay, in our condition, in our syllabus, we going to actually emphasis on this method. So tadi kita dah berkenalan dengan graphical method. Nama pun graphical method. But then that one, they actually accurate. Dia masih lagi accurate, but then dia have time consuming. Dia memerlukan masa yang lama. So you bayangkan you have 10 vector. Macam mana kita nak hasilkan resultant vector daripada 10 vector tu. So kadang-kadang dia ambil masa. Kadang-kadang nak lukis tu pun ambil masa sejam nak habiskan. So itu memang bukan wisely orang kata apa method lah for time consuming. So that's why we introduce to this method which is more high accuracy. This method that we call component method. Okay, high accuracy and as well dia suit with the 3-dimensional problem, 3D. So ini yang kita tengok ni 2D. Okey lagi kalau nak lukis. Kalau 3D, macam mana you nak lukis and then macam mana you nak dapat resultant. So basically boleh dapat tapi dia ambil masa juga. So what we can do is basically for 3-dimensional kita pakai equation atau kita pakai this component method. So what is component method? They are basically refer to what we call X and Y tadi. Coordinate tu tadi. 5 dan juga 3. Benda tu sebenarnya kita nak. Okay. So, boleh follow lagi? Brothers? Sister?
Boleh, madam.
Okay, petang kan? Tadi dah makan tengah hari kan?
Boleh.
Okay. So what is component? As I mentioned, it will be a vector along an axis. So maksudnya x-axis, it will refer to the component, unit. Maksudnya berapa unit dekat komponen X dan juga berapa unit dekat komponen Y. Okay, contohnya tadi. Okay, so first I would like you to look on this picture itself. So in your textbook, dia adalah picture B. Bukan picture A. Salah ni. Okay. Look on this, orang kata kita apa arrow yang dark brown ni dulu. Dalam buku tengok pun dark brown juga kan. Okay. As you look on this vector, this arrow, we represent this arrow with vector A. Okay, vector A. So, tanpa tengok lagi X dengan Y exist there. So, macam mana? So, with this information, I only can come up with the direction, maksudnya notation about this vector is, this vector A is moving right and upward. Itu sahaja maklumat yang Madam boleh keluarkan daripada condition ataupun vector A dark tu, dark brown tu sahaja. Hanya melihat pada yang tu sahaja. Clear tak, brother sister? Maksudnya hanya information ini sahaja yang kita boleh keluarkan. Okay, tetapi sebenarnya daripada ni kalau kita letak di dalam Cartesian coordinate, we can come up with a lot of information. Yang mana kita boleh guna untuk calculate, especially regarding addition of your vector letter. Okay, so again, tadi Madam bagi tahu contoh, tadi Madam ambil point tadi 5, 3. Are you okay, are you agree with this one? Boleh tak Madam pakai yang ni 5, 3?
Boleh.
Okay, so maksudnya kita tahu 5 ni is represent unit dekat X. Komponen dekat X. So you measure dia dan dia represent by this arrow yang ini. So yang ini panjang dia ni ialah 5. Okay, dan Y ni daripada sini sampai sini rupanya 3. 3 dengan 5 ni kita represent dia by this one. AX dan AY. Jangan tertukar AX dengan AY. Nilai, maksudnya berapa nilai dia. So kita bila dia project kepada X, dia duduk dekat 5. Bila dia project dekat Y, dia duduk dekat 3 unit dari origin. Again origin. Okay, so sebenarnya benda ni you boleh calculate by using apa tadi? Mana budak Allah tadi? Dah hilang lah. Tak ada lagi. Depan sikit lagi. Tak apa sebelum tu. So kita boleh calculate dia ni by using our trigonal function. Bila you diberi benda ni. Dan juga nilai benda ni. Kalau diberilah, kalau tak beri kita boleh cari. Biasanya soalan dia suruh cari idea mana-mana point lah. Okay. Tapi Madam nak perkenalkan AY dan juga AX ni, ini kita panggil dia component of vector. Dan kita boleh express dia in terms of mathematical equation. Dan nilai AX dan AY ni ialah skala lah. Okay, contohnya macam ni. Okay, Madam pergi yang ni dulu. Okay, so A ni, I can use A, maksudnya vektor A ialah 5X, okay, tambah 3Y. Mungkin pernah jumpa equation ni sebelum ni. So, means that we can represent the vector A by using this equation 5X plus 3Y. This is how we represent our coordinate system in terms of vector component. Okay. Gambar ni dua ni. Apa guna gambar ni dua ni dalam page 58? Apa persamaan dia? Boleh nampak tak persamaan dan juga perbezaan? Agak-agak apa persamaan dia? Nampak sama tak?
Sama.
Nampak macam.
Macam sama. Okey. Macam
Sama.
sama tapi tak serupa. Okey, tak apa. Okey, yang kita boleh kata, okey, kalau as you look on the vertical component, AY ni dia. AY dia, you can actually shift. Boleh transfer ke sini. Nampak tak? AY ni dengan AY ni sebenarnya sama. Tinggi dia sama. Okay, dia boleh. Dan sebenarnya AY yang AX yang bawah ni pun boleh ditransfer ke sini. Ini pun boleh jadi AX. So tak semestinya gambar dia macam ni. You boleh buat juga bentuk dia macam ni. AX, AY. So dapat A. So ini betul, ini betul, ini betul. So I leave it to convenient which one you nak pakai. Okay. Tapi yang paling penting ialah dia menepati trigo. Kenapa dia menepati trigo? Anyone, can you answer me the question? Apa jawapan dia untuk menepati trigo kepada tiga-tiga gambar ni?
Tiga-tiga.
Segitiga, yes. Segitiga. Right angle.
90 degree.
90 degrees, yes. Tak kisah. Dan satu lagi, kita punya theta ni respect to this ni lah arah ni. Daripada x-axis toward the counterclockwise. Itu yang paling penting. Sebab kita pakai normal trigo. Madam tak pakai yang abnormal Abnormal nanti pening. Awak pening, madam pun pening. Okay, so this again tadi pakai right triangle. Yes. So you can choose either A, B dan juga option madam tadilah. So it up to you. Okay. So tadi AX kita boleh calculate by using trigo function. Ingat tak tadi ada cos theta. So AX is actually equal to A cos theta. Untuk vektor A tadi, gambar vektor A. Untuk vektor lain dah nilai dia. Okay, untuk AY you can calculate by using A sin theta. This equation can only be used bila A ni diberi. A yang original ni. Kat sini berapa nilai dia diberi, you can use that. And sometimes you need to orang kata reverse, calculate balik dia punya A by using ni equation apa? Apa equation ni? Apa tu?
Pythagoras theorem.
Pythagoras theorem, iaitu hypotenuse. Yes. And then as well sometimes you need to calculate your angle. Then kalau you dah ada maklumat macam ni, baru this vector dia akan ada further meaning. Maksudnya vector A will have what we call move in the direction of this angle. Maksudnya vector A with the value of what? Maksudnya is with the value certain value at the angle or at the direction of angle certain. This is actually complete information for your vector. No more. Ataupun tadi kalau kita pakai apa tadi notation tadi, mana tadi equation macam ni pun sama. You can also use this one to represent your vector notation. Okay, A ni boleh juga dalam bentuk macam ni. Okay, alright, boleh sampai sini. Anything that you feel that it was not similar like your previous trigonometry ke, MAT ke, and again our equation only respect to first quadrant. Means that first quadrant all component is positive. X positive, Y positive, then as well the magnitude positive. Of course magnitude always positive. Yang lain, quadrant lain you have to be careful because different quadrant means that next quadrant 2, 3 and 4 they have different value for positive thing. Tak semua benda sama. Okay, boleh clear? Ada tak yang rasa rasa yang tak sama ke dengan trigo atau your previous knowledge in your maths? Let me know. Yes. Clear, okay. Because kita punya chapter 3 ni sikit je hari ni. Boleh habis 45 minutes je. Habis tu nak buat apa lepas tu?
Tadi.
Okay.
Rehat.
Okay, good. Alright, so we go to the last subtopic here. Subtopic. Okay, tadi kita dah buat komponen A, X and Y. It turn out that this A, X and Y and S, Y, A, Z maksudnya tadi medium buat 2 dimensional, so kita respect juga kepada seterusnya 3 dimension. That every single this component they have their own unique vector. Apa benda unique vector ni? Unique vector dia sendiri. AX tu ada unique vector dia, AY ada unique vector dia, and as well AZ. Okay. Unique vector is actually a dimensionless vector with a magnitude of exactly 1. And as well, in addition to this unit vector, the most important features dia ialah it have the specified direction. Means that when you indicate this notation, I will know what direction you are mean. Maksudnya you are referring to what direction as normal reference. Okay. And basically it represent by symbol. Okay, so as you look on your textbook and as well my slide, figure 3.14a. Nampak tak dekat madam punya slide ni ada this figure A here. Okay, as you can see I have this symbol here. I with the cat, J with the cat, and as well K with Allah. Sorry. K here with the triangle cap. Nampak tak? Ataupun dalam MAT dulu mungkin ada yang pakai macam ni. I, J, K. Pun sama. Boleh. Tak ada masalah. As long dia pakai symbol I, J and K. So this I and J, K we refer as unique vector I for X, J for Y, K for Z. If you are mentioned about, let's say you say that this vector having 4I. So you mean that this vector, this particular vector are moving in the X direction. 4 units from origin. Dia tetap dekat sini ada origin. Okay. I for X, J for Y, and K for Z. So this is what we call normal notation. Kalau you pakai benda-benda ni semua, maksudnya you are actually discuss about unit vector and that's why they have a specific direction. Okay, clear tak,
Madam,
sisters and brother?
Madam,
Yes.
kalau pakai huruf R, boleh madam?
Huruf R, R je R saja.
R cap.
R, tak, maksud madam R cap sahaja. R sahaja ke? Kalau R saja tu, madam rasa dia refer kepada resultant.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes. R cap
madam.
betul. Yes, brother.
Kalau simbol dia kan, saya buat I, lepas tanda dia kat bawah, tak apa.
Boleh, baru teringat. I, macam ni. Ni, macam ni. Okay? Apa-apa simbol kat bawah kan? Yes, boleh. Sama. Sebab dia ada banyak cara sebenarnya. Tapi bila you sebut I, J, K, the most important, maksudnya dia kena satu constant, dia mesti satu benda yang dia kena permanent ialah arah dia. Maksudnya I hanya untuk X, J untuk Y dan K untuk Z. Yes, betul. Madam pun dulu ada. Different textbook dia ada different. So madam tak ada masalah dengan you nak pakai cap kat bawah ke dia punya tu kat bawah pun tak ada masalah. Ada yang pakai IJK pun boleh. IJK pun boleh, tak ada masalah. In physics, I understand it was actually vector. Boleh, brother, sister boleh? Clear? Cuma yang R tadi tu, kalau R sahaja dia bukan represent, maksudnya dia adalah resultant vector. Dia boleh, maksudnya dia sepatutnya dia kena ada dalam dia ada IJK. Yang itu for my understanding. Tapi kalau you ada dia punya bahan, maksudnya boleh share dengan madam dulu, nanti madam tengok. Sebab memang juga dia punya, mungkin ada different rules sebenarnya dekat situ. But what we kata practice commonly previous, IJK macam ni untuk represent X, Y and Z. Okay, maksudnya tadi, contoh tadi yang kita ada 5, 3 tadi. Ingat tak 5, 3. So maksudnya A ni, I can put like this. 5I, okay, plus 3J. K tak adalah sebab K kat sini kosong. Ataupun you boleh letak kosong K pun boleh. Ataupun tadi, kalau tak nak cap ni pun boleh. I, 3J tambah kosong K pun boleh. Tak ada masalah. Clear tak brother sister?
Clear madam.
So this is how we notate. Nanti kita tengok example then you can see how they notate this unit vector sebenarnya. Okay. Alright, so when we do adding vector, okay, we are actually general. Maksudnya kita masukkan negatif ke positif ke, kita masuk je dalam tu. Jadi dia akan, kalau negatif jumpa positif, of course jadi negatif kan. So maksudnya dalam adding ni, dia termasuk juga subtraction condition sebenarnya. Okay, contoh. So let's say I have this vector R. So I would like to calculate vector R. So you can refer to page 60. Okay. Vector R here is actually be represented by vector A plus B. So sometimes I call this R ni, kalau macam ni condition dia, R ni dia panggil dia resultant. Dia tak semestinya huruf R, tapi dia adalah vector as it come from the addition of A, vector A plus vector B. Ataupun with the vector A minus vector B, tak kisah. Dia condition of subtraction dengan addition lah. Okay. So, what we can do next, we need to kita go to its component. For A, every single component dalam dia. B, every single component dalam dia. So for this example, dipakai 2 dimension dulu. So means that you have I and J. So you kena tengok A, komponen A ada I dia, ada J dia. Kena buka, kena keluarkan, kena expand into their components. Okay. And then after that, you need to group I with I. So that's why you get this one. J with J. And then you get this one. Jangan tambah group berbeza. Nanti jadi memang tak dapat jawapan. Silap awak dapat 1 je nilai. Payah nanti. Okay. And then bila kita dah dapat ni, buat macam ni, then we can come out with the resultant for X and resultant for Y. Komponen dia. Komponen X, komponen Y. And then, as we would like to calculate the magnitude, we use our Pythagoras equation of hypotenuse. And then for the angle, you use your arctangent. Okay, pernah jumpa equation arctangent macam ni, sisters and brother? Okay, hopefully tak yang ni. So this is for 2D, means that X and Y. What about if you have 3D? X, Y and Z. Okay. Yang dalam page tu pun dia ada, dia pakai graphical. So Madam tak nak go for graphical lah sebab graphical dia agak lambat. So kita buat terus kepada 3D. So again, I have A and B, but this time A have 3 component, X, Y and Z. I, J, K. B pun sama, I, J, K. Even though kosong pun kita panggil dia komponen juga walaupun dia kosong. So again, group by dia I, J and K. Tambah, kalau perlu kalau dia ada tambah kita tambah. Kalau dia ada negative vector maksudnya dia subtract lah. And then you will get I, J, K. Okay, kalau dia ada kosong pun tak apa, letak tak ada masalah, tak letak pun tak ada masalah. But for the magnitude 3D, you have addition of this one. Tadi ada XY, dia ada XY, pada RX square, RY square. Sekarang you have addition of RZ square because 3D kan. And then square root baru dapat magnitude for your resultant vector. But then to calculate the direction by using angle, you need to use cos. Cos and Rx over R. So this is the distinguished difference between your 2D dengan 3D. 3D dia tricky lah sebab dia project dekat tempat lain. Kita bukan project dekat SY. Okay. Boleh tak untuk 1D, 2D and 3D sisters and brother?
Boleh, madam.
So mungkin yang barunya ialah 3D lah. Sebab 3D ni memang orang kata dia punya projection dia lain sikit. Okay. Kita buat one example so that you can see straightly how you can use your trigonometry, component unit vector. Okay, Madam terus nak buat 3.4 because it was high level. 3.3 ni kalau 3.4 dah buat, 3.3 ni dia secara tak langsung dah cover. Sebab 3.3 is 2D. Okay, look on 3.4. So who have textbook, you might refer and as well you would like to have notes on your textbook. Okay, a particle undergoes the 3 conservative displacement. R1, delta R1, delta R2 and delta R3. Okay, as you can see, delta R3 only have 2 component vector. I and J. Jangan terkejut. Memang soalan boleh keluar 2. Dia boleh keluar sampai 1. Dia boleh keluar 1 je. I saja ke, J saja ke, K saja. Jangan bimbang. Okay. So how we going to dealing with this unit vector for this 3 displacement? So kita tengok dia punya soalan. Find a unit vector notation for the resultant displacement and magnitude. Means that you need to sum ataupun buat addition for all these 3 displacement. Okay, R1, R2 and R3 plus. So sebab di result, maksudnya kita dah kepada general addition. Okay, so again, group by their component. I with I, J with J, K with K. Cuba tengok kat K ni. Dekat R1 ada 12, dekat R2 ada negative 5. Dekat R3 tak ada K pun. Tapi kenapa kat sini ada kosong? So yang ini option, nak letak boleh, tak nak letak pun boleh. Nampak tak? So you tak ada masalah kalau you dapat vektor yang hanya ada 1 je notation, J. Maksudnya I dengan K dia kosong. Are you clear sisters and brother?
Yes.
So benda yang tak ada tu memang dia kosong. Tapi kalau kita nak letak maksudnya nilai dia kosong. Okay, so as you can see, you can straightly calculate. And as we would like to calculate the magnitude, we use our Pythagoras hypotenuse equation. Then kalau dia further, dia nak suruh cari theta, you use your equation of cos tu, arc cos. Okay, arc cos. So you dah dapat nilai 40 ni. So maksudnya cos. So tadi berapa Rx dia 25 divide by 40. So you dapatlah nilai dia. So angle should be in theta lah. Angle should be in degree lah, degree. Okay. Clear about this unit vector, how we use our unit vector, that anything that you feel that needs to be further. Kenapa kena letak kosong, kenapa tak payah letak kosong. Sebenarnya option, tak letak pun tak ada masalah. Yang penting group dia. Dia duduk dalam group dia sendiri. Jangan pula tiba-tiba sebabkan K tak ada, you tambah apa-apa nilai daripada group lain. Jangan tambah suka-suka. Nanti tak dapat terus nilai dia. Yang itu yang paling penting sebenarnya. Group dia buat operation dalam group masing-masing. Okay, I will love to further this one, but only to discuss about the stand question. Yang bawah tu you boleh buat sendiri, tak ada masalah. Okay, beside we are having a unit vector. Okay, we are using vector yang ada nilai tu. Kita boleh juga pakai direction by using pole. Ataupun mata angin. Pernah jumpa benda yang macam ni? Pernah. Jadi biasanya dalam kita punya map, usually this is the most important features. Kalau tak nanti sampai kiamat pun tak jumpa kat mana pergi dia. So biasanya this is one of the indication lah kalau dia bagi. Okay. So you look on the 3.5, example 3.5, last pages in our textbook for this chapter 3, 62. Taking a hike. Okay. Rasa kan? So a hiker begins a trip by first walking 25 km southeast from her car. So kita kena jadikan kereta dia sebagai origin. So we start here as the beginning of her journey lah. So she's walked 25 km, tak ada masalah. Tak nak lukis ikut scale pun tak ada masalah. But then as you can see, southeast from southeast. So apa maksudnya dalam mata angin ni southeast? So dia berada di sukuan yang keberapa? Kalau Medal letak kat sini lah. Ni east, this is north, this is south, this is west. So maksudnya dia berada di antara east dan juga south. So maksudnya kalau dalam bahasa dia adalah arah apa? Sisters and brother. Ni, arah ni. Apa arah ni? Anyone nak share medium? Arah dia apa ni kalau dalam bahasa? Sorry?
Tenggara.
Very good, tenggara. So maksud tenggara ni dia berada tengah-tengah antara east dan juga south. So that's why as you can see you have 45 degree. Tahu kan satu quadrant ataupun antara east dengan south dia adalah 90 degree. So it means that bila tengah-tengah 45 degree. So this is how we draw our arrow. Okay, next. On the second day, she walks 40 km in the direction of 60 degree north of east. And which point he discover a forest ranger tower. So dia nak tahu. So kita nak lukis dia punya arrow dia ke mana. So daripada tempat dia buat tent dia. Okay, kita lukis lagi sekali. Okay, north, south, east. According to this one jangan kalau dia terbalik kita kena ikut lah. So yang ni. So 60 degree north of east. So sepatutnya kita mula kat mana? 60 degree ni, sisters and brother. Kebetulan gambar dia ada tunjuk lah. Patutnya kita mula kat mana? Kita mula arah mana dulu? Kita nak start 60 darjah tu daripada axis yang mana? East ke north?
East.
East. You kena start daripada east. Lepas tu naik ke atas 60 degree ataupun 60 degree. Then you will get this direction of your ni. Kalau tak, kalau kita baca terbalik, north of east, you start dekat north, you dapat arah mana? Arah ke sini. Which is B tower, awak duduk kat sini. Salah lah ni. So be careful when you dealing with this pole ataupun mata angin. Okay, Madam tak nak buat yang lain because dia benda yang sama sahaja. You can go through the dia punya orang kata apa step by step as we already discuss macam mana dapat AX pakai apa cos, AY pakai sin. Tapi kenapa negatif? Because dia duduk kuadran yang keberapa. Kuadran yang keberapa. Kena tengok kuadran dia, setiap kuadran dia duduk kuadran yang keberapa. Sebab equation kita hanya respect kepada first quadrant. Okay. So that's all for your chapter 3. Any further discussion brothers and sisters about this chapter 3 that you going to discuss further? Ada soalan pasal vektor